hereby officially open the 50th annual session of the Hague International Model United Nations.
So it allows students to really dig deeply into very complicated international issues. So when you see young people who come to a conference terrified, unable to speak, or feeling unsure of themselves and leave feeling slightly more empowered, it's everything education should be, and so MUN just fits that perfectly.
Seeing that excitement, seeing that nervous energy in the first day, and seeing them coming together throughout the week, that's what excites me most. And the kids who are here to really cover the news of the conference.
So the conference began to get more serious, I think, and more focused on the issues and in solving problems. We used to have best delegation awards. We got rid of all fancy dress. We had one occasion when the school representing Fiji went up to give their opening speech dressed in grass skirts. I think it's a better quality conference now, and if you want guest speakers to come like Princess Mabel today, then you have to be a serious conference and not a kids' game.
We're looking at the army of delegates who are writing phenomenal resolutions and have these great ideas on paper. What are they doing post-conference? HELA, the NGO that was created several years ago, they're present here, they're present in Qatar, the growth of that program to bring MUN to the kids in Afghanistan.
So I like very much the HELA project now. I would like the association between the Model United Nations and the United Nations to be stronger. I think there's an obligation. If you are well educated and you understand international issues and you know the problems, then you can do something about it. Young people who know so much can actually put that into effect in the real world.
We have been in contact with different schools or MUN directors saying, why don't you come in our part of the world? You know, we have The Hague more or less for Europe, even though it's worldwide spread. We created Singapore for the Asian region, Qatar for the Middle East region, the conference in Montevideo for the Latin American region. So some people say, but why don't you come to India, for instance? Why don't you come to Australia? Why don't you come to Central America? Why don't you come, for me, to Africa? Okay, and in fact we're just looking in the different areas what's happening and what could be the possibilities over there.
What we see is that the members equals comprise local members, and I've visited seen this, myself in quite a few places. What works is if you have people who are trusted by a community to go in to the community. And for example, let me talk about Senegal, where I spent a bit of time in communities to see how this happens firsthand.
You might see that you're just making resolutions, debating resolutions, and then not actually implementing any of those things. But actually, we've seen a lot of positive change that we've been doing as a result of the THIMUN program. For example, there's a delegation called HELA, which is Hope for Education and Leadership in Afghanistan, that we've been working really closely with, and it's been amazing to see the positive change that we've been able to have. There actually is a very concrete impact that Model UN has. It teaches us to be citizens of the world. You're not representing your own country, you're representing the viewpoints and ideas of someone else, and that's a very powerful experience.
I think THIMUN's ability to create change comes from the incredible amount of practice and experience that it gives the delegates and everyone else involved in working with others and speaking out about issues that matter to them and to the world around them.
I started when I was in 7th grade with Model UN, and it just made me research and question things and solve problems, and I think that is something that developing really young and at our age is really important.
Through the lobbying and merging process, you really are forced to think kind of out of the box and come up with new ways and new solutions to deal with some really long-standing issues. And then not only can that skill of out-of-the-box thinking be applied other places, but you can actually take some of the ideas, the programs, the initiatives that you come up in your resolutions, you can actually begin to implement them in your community.